Jim DeFede is here now to put this all in perspective, starting with something the president just said. He said, some people say Miami International Airport is the biggest airport in the world. That's not true.
It's not quite true. Okay. No.
He also,
but some people are saying it.
Some people might say that. He's also saying now that this would have been for free. Did he say that before, and does that even matter?
He didn't quite say it before. He said he was going to do it at cost, and at the end of the day, it doesn't actually matter. Look, there's a reason why the emoluments clause is in the Constitution. The founders put it in there twice, not once but twice, to make it clear that the president should not receive anything, even publicity in that sort of context of promoting his own venue, not to receive anything from either the United States government or from foreign officials. Think of it this way as well. If the president had awarded himself this contract and had done this work and brought it onto his property, how do you make the moral argument when you're dealing with third world countries whose presidents are often criticized for that same sort of corruption not to do it there? So it becomes an untenable situation for the United States. You know, you have to sort of set a tone in what you're doing. But the president thinks of himself in very different terms. We heard the acting chief of staff, Mick Mulvaney, on TV this weekend. He was on Fox News, and he said something very interesting. I want to play that sound for you now.
At the end of the day, you know, he still considers himself to be in the hospitality business, and he saw an opportunity to take the biggest leaders from around the world, and he wanted to put on the absolute best show, the best visit that he possibly could, and he was very comfortable doing that at Doral. And I think we were all surprised at the level of pushback. I think it's the right decision to change. We'll have to find someplace else.
Now, again, he shouldn't have been surprised by the blowback, and especially what it came down to at the end of the day. It wasn't the Democrats who really opposed him. It was Republicans who felt that this was just too much for them to have to defend. They're defending Donald Trump on a number of different fronts. This one wasn't necessary. This was an unforced error by the president.
Now, we heard Hank Tester report that Miami-Dade Mayor Carlos Jimenez is suggesting, hey, why not have it in Doral, at Vizcaya, which is a beautiful setting, and it has been used before in the past. Ronald Reagan met with the Pope there. They had the Summit of the Americas
in 1994.
In 1994, Why not Vizcaya?
Could be a possibility, you know. If you notice from that text, if you can't really quite see it at the very top, it's like 10:38 p.m. on Saturday. Mayor Jimenez sent that. So as soon as the president sent his tweet saying that he was pulling out Doral, Carlos Jimenez picked up his phone and sent that text message to somebody in the Trump administration who he deals with, trying to convince him. Now, we haven't gotten any word back. I checked with the mayor's office today. The Trump administration has not responded to the mayor's text. They're putting a formal letter together. There are some problems with the idea of doing it at Vizcaya, not the least of which is, again, South Florida in June can be a bit hot and muggy. So I'm not quite sure that that's the best site selection at the end of the day, given the entire country. But let's face it, Florida is a key state for the president in 2020. He kicked off his presidential reelection campaign in Florida. This could be another chance for him to use Florida as a backdrop for something very big and presidential on his part.
It certainly would be great business-wise to have it in South Florida, or Central Florida would love to have it as well.
It'd be great business-wise. Not sure about the traffic.
Oh, no.
The traffic would be a bit of a mess for all of us who live here.
It definitely would be something we don't want to deal with. All right, Jim, thanks a lot.